The Gulf Coast Growth Show is sponsored by Chevron Pasadena Refinery and is an extension of the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region, where our mission is to market and grow a vibrant regional economy. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Gulf Coast Growth Show. I'm your host, Jason Lee, joined my co-host, Zeke Smith.
What's up, Jason?
Good to see you this morning. And we are joined by Kenny LeBouef, the Vice President of Gallant Industrial. Kenny, it's great to see you this morning.
Well, appreciate it.
Glad
Appreciate
to
being
have you
here.
on
Yeah, there he is.
That's right
Very
there.
excited to have you here today. Now, so Kenny is a great guy. Kenny, I've known you for probably now 4 or 5 years as I've grown in the industry. Probably one of the most down-to-earth, authentic, real guys that's out there. And everywhere I go, if your name comes up, people just talk about what a great guy you are. So I'm glad to have you on the show.
Appreciate it.
That's a real thing. And we're going to talk about, today we're going to talk about Gallant Industrial, so a little bit about their history, because really Gallant is over a decade old, but their industrial division is really started with you.
We're newbies.
And so, so you're just kind of doing that, but you guys have got some big news and some big changes that have happened, and you've just seen some phenomenal growth, and we're going to share some of that. So we can't wait to hear your story and get your take on what's helping you guys grow and where the direction of the industry is heading.
Perfect.
So excited to hear from you today on that. So why don't we fire things off and start with Gallant? So tell us about the journey, your journey to get there, and then where did Gallant come from, and then how are they doing in the industrial space?
Absolutely, man. It is a tremendous story, guys. I mean, Gallant Industrial started off as a I guess you want to say a offspring of the commercial side of the group. Gallant Commercial has been around with Gallant Builders probably 13 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And the clientele that Gallant Builders has been using was pushing Gallant and the owners to get into the industrial side. And so 3 years ago, October of 2020, the decision was made, hey, let's get into the industrial side. So I met with Derek and Adam, which are the owners of Gallant, and we made a decision, let's start this thing up. So it was October of 2020 when we made the decision to crank it up. Wonderful year to get started, by the way.
Yeah.
Just as we get started, getting our foot on the ground, employee one sitting right here next to you. January or February of the next year, we had the freeze.
Right.
So we had some challenging times to get this thing going, but we had our clients that we already knew that believed in the Gallant model of how we do our business, and with our focus on there, we went from one employee to today we're at 450 as of this morning. With hopefully by the end of this month we should be about 475. We've got quite a few opportunities still going. So we have been blessed. Our clients have been good to us. The employees that we hand select, that we bring on board, have been tremendous. Our focus is very strategic. We're mechanical, piping, and civil.
Right.
We don't do it all. We align ourselves of what we want to do. We stick to that root of who we are. Our DNA is what we are. We're not trying to be something we're not. So that has been a difference. I come from a 30-something years background in the chemical industry.
Okay.
And just seeing contractors do a little bit of everything. They want to be it all. Has never been a great fit for me. And so we focused ourselves on what we do. We told ourselves this is who we are when we grow up to be, and that's where we're at today.
Nice.
We have big fabrication side, and for the support our clients and support ourselves. So it's been a wonderful growth for us.
So who are your end users? Do you guys serve the refineries themselves, or do you serve more? If you're just doing the piping and the mechanical stuff, does that mean you're not a GC essentially?
Yeah, so we're direct hire.
Direct hire.
Yeah, we're
okay.
direct hire. We serve the petrochemical refinery industry, midstream as well. So our goal is to stay focused between the Mount Bellevue area down to Texas City, from I guess Freeport to Port Arthur area,
Okay.
Golden Triangle. So we're trying to, and mainly just in the greater Houston area is what we try to stay focused on. But we have some good clients that ask us to travel for them. Our travel is within the state normally,
Nice.
but we do go up to other states as well. Like right now, we got some work in Arkansas and in Louisiana. So
Okay.
we have expanded our footprint. Well, it's only for the key clients that we try to stay focused on.
Fantastic. And then with your success in the organization, what do you think you would attribute your ability to adapt to this company and grow from scratch? What do you think would be the biggest thing that you guys could hang your hat on that's been successful for us, that's led to that?
I think our biggest success, or our what we can hang our hat on is the model that we created as an ethical contractor. We focus everything on being a servant contractor. You want to say that we try to serve our clients. We try to be that company that are, I'm going to use this term, we're a low maintenance contractor. We try to be very low maintenance. We want to be the go-to. So we tell the owners what we're going to do, and then we follow up by doing just that. We try to bring in all of our staff has the same culture. We try to focus on ethics. You know, sometimes it's easier to not say something. You know, we shy away from that. You know, if in our industry things aren't always going to go perfect, and so when they don't, we make sure we tell everybody. We bring the baby's ugly. Sometimes we have to tell them that up front. But we're a very honest company of telling everybody up front when things aren't right. But we that's very seldom does that happen. But the clients that we have, we build a trust, and by being ultra transparent, that trust has grown our business with each one of our clients.
Right. You guys put that on a bumper sticker. We'll tell you if your baby's ugly. You know?
Yeah.
Gallant.
Yeah. We probably don't put the bumper sticker just like that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I like it because people actually appreciate that though,
Yes.
right? Like you can get past
Yes.
the noise, especially in a business where it is bottom line and it's about figuring things out and getting past the noise. I think having that transparency
That's
and the
correct.
courage to step into that and tell people they have an ugly baby is important, because if not, you're going to be wasting a lot of time, and every
Absolutely.
amount of time, every hour spent is directly the bottom line.
Yes.
You just don't have time for
Yeah,
that. So.
everybody's on a timeline, and a problem won't fix itself. So we try to address any type of concerns we have between our clients or ourselves immediately, and it goes from there.
So there's been a big shift for you guys recently.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you said, employee 1 to 450, with that growth, both organic and maybe an acquisition of some sort.
That's
It hit the
correct.
press recently, so tell us about that and how that came to be and how it's going so far.
We it was the end of May. We closed the deal on acquiring Tellefson Industrial. So that's been a company that's been around for, I guess, almost 2 decades.
Wow.
So from an industrial side,
Right.
obviously they have another commercial side that's been around for
100 years.
100 years,
That's
right? So,
yeah.
but for the industrial side, an opportunity came up for us to look at. We have been growing internally on our own, and then this opportunity came up, presented to us, and after reviewing who they were, the clients they had, the employees they had, it really was a great fit for us. The culture was perfect. We had the same type of clients that we want to do business with. The employees that were there are phenomenal. They're focused on client. They're all client servants. We want to do the right thing for the client. Safety was always been at the critical point for everybody, that this is nothing more important than the safety. And one of the things that both companies brought to the table was that we believe in safety and quality are the two focuses. If we focus on that, then everything else seems to line itself up. So it's been a phenomenal opportunity for us. The marriage of these two companies together has just really catapulted us. And just since June 1, we've probably grown an extra 100 people since June 1.
Wow.
Of bringing these over, and we don't really see no slowdown for us. Fourth quarter, first quarter is looking great. Again, our new our new company, which is Gallant Industrial, but the new teammates we brought on, we don't really see an end to the growth on it. We have stuck to what we are. That's one thing we haven't changed is we're still the mechanical, piping, and civil. We're not going to dilute that model.
Nice.
But we did bring in a very large fabrication opportunity for us. So we have of the 450 people, about 40 currently are in a fabrication full time. And by the end of next week, that should be up to about 60 to 70. Wow. Some opportunities we've got for the remainder of the year. So we're 24 hours a day, we're operating, God bless you, working the shop.
Sorry.
So.
That's never happened before.
No, never happened before. I'm good. It's in my jacket. Ready? So 24 hours a day. So let me ask you this question. When you mentioned 24 hours a day, having people in the shop being able to fabricate, I would imagine that has a tremendous impact to the bottom line, right? Not having and/or efficiencies, timelines. I mean, everything. I mean, when you're able to take on the fabrication and not have to outsource that.
That's correct.
I mean, that's got to be a huge advantage for you guys.
It is. It's an advantage to ourselves and as well as economics to our customers.
Right.
They can have a one-stop shop. So some of the jobs that we're fabbing are directly for the clients that are not work that we self-perform, but the majority of the work is self-performed work. So when we're looking at opportunities with a particular project, we use that to our advantage, of course, to be able to have our own facility to fabricate and ship direct. So it has been again, it's another blessing that we bring to the table for our clients as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the benefits of having the shop, right? I assume, can you say 24/7? So weather, time of the day, heat, rain, hot, cold, you can control that.
You control
right,
it.
and
That's
so
correct.
your efficiencies actually pick way up because trying to do that in the field with all that goes on there,
That's
is
correct.
much different. As we have a shop as well, so that's one of the advantages we sell is the same thing. It's like, hey, we'll bring it into the shop.
That's correct.
It's all controlled and we can get it done faster and cheaper and
That's
rock and
correct.
roll. So yeah.
So that's
Smart model.
it's a good fit for us.
Nice. So Kenny, I think one of the things that really jumps out about me, and again, I get excited when we have guys on the show who started in the trenches, you know, and I think that's the thing about you is you didn't like, you know, you didn't come out of
That's correct.
some engineering school.
That's right.
And, you know, fall in here and then someone hired you because of this. You know, you were in it from day one.
That's right.
Doing at the lowest level, I would imagine, working
Yes.
your way up. So tell us about some of the things that have led to your success. I'd love to hear more about your story,
Okay.
how you did this, and then what's kind of translated to some of the contributing factors that
Absolutely.
helped you be successful.
You know, obviously, I'm not a Texas. I'm a transplant over here from Louisiana. But you know, I started off my career in the industrial side, working right out of high school. So I was hired by one of the chemical companies, fresh out of high school, 18. But my first job was laying railroad track. So I mean, that's what I swung a mini pickaxe at. And this is back in late 70s. So yes, I was definitely in the trenches back then. So, and then working shift work, and I was allowed the opportunity after about 10 years to roll into an office type job with the assumption that I had to go to school. So that was blessed when I had the company told me, we'll put you on a day job, you go get your degree.
Wow.
So, all my other shoe fans out there, I did it the hard way. I did night school for 8.5 years to get my degree. And so one of the things I really appreciate when I see working individuals that are also trying to better themselves. I mean, my heart bleeds for them of what they trying to bring to the table for themselves. So, so part of my success is having people that would support me back when I was young, wanting to do something different, and better my family.
Right.
So I was blessed to have some, I'm gonna call it leaders. There's bosses and there's leaders. I had some leaders that took a chance on me and said, let's let you go do what you want to do. So still got to work, but you go to school at nighttime. Oh, by the way, you got to raise your family too with in amongst all that stuff.
Yeah.
So and that hasn't stopped. I mean, I still work for two guys that are outstanding that took a chance on me to help get this thing started. And so there's bosses and there's leaders, and I try to focus myself as well as on that as being a servant leader to help others as well. So I think it's always the opportunity. We can back up a little bit. There was I had a guy that I worked for many years ago. So you can't advance unless you got somebody to replace you.
Right.
And so that's one of the things you're always trying to help the next person up to fill your shoes so you can move to somebody else's.
Nice.
So that's one of the, I try to instill that upon everybody else that does happen to, that I can influence that way. So
Fantastic.
you stay that way.
Man, props, Kenny. What's funny is it actually took me 8.5 years to go to college too, but I went during the day and just bartended and DJ at night. So that's part of the problem, right? So props to you, buddy. That's impressive to stick with it. A lot of folks don't do that for that long. So great job. All right, so let's talk. We're talking about you and your story. So give us some highlights. I know you've given some Gallant highlights, but any personal successes woven into that story somewhere the last couple of years? Obviously, a successful guy in this industry and well known. But anything you want to share?
Yeah, I guess my biggest success is it's been a challenge. My wife and me have been married 40 years.
Wow.
Last month, and so it was not sure why she kept me around all them 40 years, but she has, and that to me, there's nothing better than that. I've raised 2 kids that are both adults that are in the industry as well.
Nice.
So that now I have a 4th generation, because my grandparents, my parents, and then myself, and now my kids are following suit. So it's been
nice.
And that's something that makes me feel good because I believe in this industry. I believe in the oil and gas industry with everything we got. It's always been the heart of who we are in America. And now I got my kids following up, and hopefully my grandkids will follow suit as well. Yeah. So that to me has been, we all look at back and say, what kind of legacy you're going to leave behind. And I've tried to instill in my family that this is what has built America. And so I believe in that with everything I got. So
I love it.
And I love the fact that my family has followed up. My kids have followed suit on this. And hopefully my granddaughter, she may or may not. She's talking about more like nursing. So be it. I hope that's good for her on whatever she chooses to go into. But
yeah, I mean, Jason wanted to play in the NBA when he was little, but the dreams change.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. I had to settle for male model. And
I tried
radio. Podcast host.
I tried to roll in that. It didn't work out very good. I went back to the land railroad track instead.
There you go.
Man, so are you now? Your kids are in the business. Are they with you? Or are they?
No.
Okay, so
no, they both have done their own thing.
Okay.
Me and my daughter have worked together for I guess 4 or 5 years in the past, in the same company,
right.
different roles.
Right.
And I've been she was very adamant that none of her success was based on me.
Yeah.
So when somebody says, I know your daddy, she goes, well, I don't care. She made her own role, as well as my son. So both of them are very independent.
That's exciting.
And I'm very happy to see where they go with their career from here, so.
Nice.
And, being able to work with one company, 32 years, I did retire from a large chemical company. And so I look at that as a pretty successful story for myself.
Sure.
I spent from my very first job, hired on, to over here in Texas when I retired from them. And so it was a nice long run, and it taught me a lot. Lots of opportunities, many different experiences, and all of that just led to me where I'm at today.
I love it. So you decided after retirement that you were going to go build a business from scratch with 2 guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What else, right?
Screw the golf course. Screw fishing.
That's correct.
Yeah. How much fishing are you doing?
I do no fishing, but I spend a lot. My spare time, if I'm not doing honeydews, is spending at my deer camp. So I spend a lot of time. I haven't seen a deer in about 4 years over there, but a lot of pigs on it. But I go up there, and it's It's my getaway.
That's your quiet place.
It's my quiet place.
Yeah,
That's
you
correct.
and the Lord.
Me and the Lord a lot
There
of
you
time
go.
up there.
That's a good spot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exciting. Well, as we get kind of geared up to wrap up the show, is there anything else that you want to recognize, or any specific organizations and or gratitude, anything that really just stands out that you'd say got off this platform today and didn't say you'd have remorse over? So tell us what you.
Well, there's a lots of organizations, especially around the Houston area.
Mhm.
I mean, I appreciate what y'all do here to recognize companies. We have what used to be the Business Around Group, as Industrial Around Group now. They do a lot of work for our groups that we do, from the ABC, sponsoring us merit shop type companies.
Right.
I mean, it's been
Mhm.
tremendous. I've always been a supporter of that when I was on the owner side to where we at today. This is I used to say it's the Texas area, the Houston area, but it's really all of Texas, the Gulf Coast, right? Really, it's the Gulf Coast. All of the support groups that come behind the scene to support the contractors and owners, you can't thank them enough. I mean, it's tremendous. Without them, our fight with Congress, our fight with local activist groups that don't believe in who we are, what we do, wouldn't be happening today. So my hat's off to all of them to help support us.
Hear on that.
Fantastic. Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we really appreciate you coming on the show today. Excited for Gallant's growth and for you being a part of it. I mean, I remember when you were employee one.
Yep.
And now that know that you're pushing over 450, I can't really think of a better, more down to earth, humble guy to be seeing this type of success with.
Appreciate
So
that.
It makes me super happy. I don't see you a lot, but I've always been a big fan of you. So it's exciting to see you and know that you guys are just having this type of growth, man. I bet your team loves to work with you, and I bet you guys are having some fun.
We have fun.
Yeah.
We do have fun.
Awesome. And now, if I'm watching the show and or listening to the show, and I'm in one of these refineries, or I'm an operator, I need your services, or would love to connect with you guys specifically, get to know you better. What's the easiest way for somebody to get a hold of you?
Man, call me directly.
Yeah.
My number is 832-205-2920.
Yep.
It's Gallant Industrial. We got a website. You can look us up. Man, give us a call. We'll be happy to come talk to you.
Fantastic. Awesome. And then, as always, for our audience, if you want to stay plugged in to Zeke and myself and let us know how we're doing, or give us some feedback, or tell us some folks we need to have on the show, just reach out to us on LinkedIn. It's the easiest way to get plugged in. If you want to stay connected to the show, maybe you stumbled across this or somebody sent it to you, but you want to subscribe and be more of a regular participant and hear what we have to say every week, then you can go to the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region's website, and on there's a media tab. You can scroll on there and you can select that and subscribe to all of our channels. We're all over the place, and you can be a part of that. And we couldn't have the show without you, so we want to thank you for tuning in and staying consistent with it, and being the folks that you are. Remember, our mission is to continue to spread the good news of all these great people in this great community and region that we work for. And let's go out there and tell the good story of what we have going on. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, Kenny.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to go to the Economic Alliance Houston Port Region website and subscribe to our channels. And let's pay it forward by sharing the good news of what's happening in our region by passing this episode to somebody you know.